All right, so welcome everyone. Today we're diving deep into a really captivating legend from China.
Mm-hmm.
The story of Chang'e, who she ends up on the moon.
That's right. She becomes the moon goddess.
Exactly. And the text we're looking at, it not only tells her story, but it also...
It has some really, really interesting layers to it.
Yeah, it does. There's mythology, history, cultural values, all wrapped up in one.
It's amazing how it's stayed relevant for so long, you know?
Absolutely. And it all starts with this really intense scene.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so imagine 10 suns just blazing in the sky.
Ooh.
Yeah, just scorching the earth. Everything's dried up. People are suffering.
That's a powerful image, right? It
Yeah.
really shows how the sun, which gives life, can also be...
Destructive.
Exactly, if it's not in balance.
It reminds me of those sun myths you find in other cultures, too.
Oh, absolutely. Like the
Yeah.
idea of too much of a good thing.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
can be dangerous.
So this is where our hero comes in, Hui. He's this incredibly skilled archer. And get this, he doesn't just, shoot down all the suns at once.
Yeah.
He takes them down one by one. Each arrow takes out one sun.
That's incredible precision.
Right. Like every shot had to count.
The fate of the world was literally in his hands.
Totally. And, it's interesting to think about him compared to other archer heroes, like in Greek myths or Norse myths.
Right, Apollo or Uller.
Yeah, they're all about skill. But Hui, he had to destroy 9 suns.
He had to understand that it wasn't just about power, it was about restoring balance.
Right, that's a big sacrifice.
Huge.
So after saving everyone, he wins the heart of change.
Of course.
And this is where the story gets really interesting.
Right.
Hui gets this elixir, right? It grants immortality.
Wow.
But there's only one dose.
Oh.
Now, he could take it himself,
Yeah.
become immortal.
But
He chooses to wait. He wants to find another elixir so he can share it with change.
that's true love right there.
Right. Makes you think about what's truly important in life.
It makes you think about immortality. Is it really a blessing if you have to be alone?
That's a good point. A lot of cultures grapple with that idea.
Mm-hmm.
So, sadly, that second dose never appears.
Oh.
And Hui's apprentice, Peng Meng, he tries to steal the elixir.
What?
Yeah, he wants it all for himself.
Oh, no.
So Chang'e, she has to make a split-second decision.
Oh.
She swallows the elixir herself
Wow.
to stop it from getting into the wrong hands.
Talk about quick thinking.
I know, right? What would you have done?
I don't even know.
It's a tough one.
It really shows her loyalty, though.
And her selflessness.
Absolutely. She's willing to leave everything behind, her life, her love, to protect the elixir.
And then the text describes her, becoming lighter and lighter.
Really?
Yeah, she starts lifting off the ground, floating towards the moon.
It's so vivid, that imagery.
And it makes sense that she ends up on the moon, right?
Oh, totally. Across so many cultures, the moon, it represents mystery, femininity, the cycles of life and death.
It's like a perfect symbol for Chane and what happens to her.
Exactly.
But it's also kind of bittersweet, She's the moon goddess, but she's all alone up there, except for the jade rabbit.
Right. But her story also ties into the Mid-Autumn Festival.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, it's a time when families get together, they celebrate under the full moon, share meals, tell stories.
So even though Change is alone, her story reminds people to cherish being together.
Exactly. It's a beautiful kind of paradox.
That is pretty cool.
And the text highlights 2 really important lessons from this legend.
Okay, what are they?
The first is Joshe, which means cherish those close to you. Don't lose them over small things.
That's powerful.
And the second one is Choje, which means togetherness is most precious.
Wow, those are messages that everyone can relate to.
They really are. They go beyond time and culture.
And even though Change's story is kind of sad, it also feels inspiring in a way.
How so?
Well, it's like she represents this deep human desire, this yearning to explore, even if it means going into the unknown, even if it means being alone.
That's a really interesting way to look at it.
It's like she's a symbol of both our need for connection and our drive to explore.
That's a great point. Something for everyone to think about.
Yeah, next time you look at the moon, think about Chang'e and what she represents.
It's a reminder of the power of love, sacrifice, and the human spirit's endless curiosity.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure.
Until next time.
See you then.